ways they do things. And a lot of these neighboring tribes are interrelated because a tribal member from Agua Caliente, when you get married and you have children, you usually don't marry in your own tribe. Just like you wouldn't marry your cousin or your family member. You go, and so there are relationships that go across Southern California and beyond.
Hi again, you're tribe members, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know by any chance?
Huh?
Do you by any chance what is the origin of Mr. Milanovic? Besides he's an Indian.
I wasn't sure. I think it was German or something. I don't know.
From Serbia, from my country. I will tell you, Serbia. Like
Serbia?
tree. That
Yeah.
tree means Serbia. Could you do that? Tree, yeah. Great.
He's in his 60s now, and when he was born, his father was from the former Yugoslavia, and he is Serbian. And the story that he tells is that his father came to Palm Springs, I think, on a vacation or a visit, and saw his mother and was thunderstruck with love and wanted to marry this Indian princess. And he did. And he has a sister, and he were the result of that. Now, his dad, I think at that point, was a U.S. citizen and was sent over to World War II to fight as a soldier. And at that point, he didn't see much of his father, and when he came back, his parents had split up, so he was raised by his mother and stepfather. He did still keep in touch with his dad, though.
One of the things I appreciate is that we, as Americans, can and do work harder to succeed than any other society. All of you are proof of that.
Milanovic, all the way back here. And then he had other positions, like over here he was secretary in 1981. And I think also he was here in 1978 as a member. That was the first time that he was part of the tribal council. And here he is today, so many years later.
Great. Do you know by any chance from what country Mr. Milanovic's father came?
No.
You don't know?
No, sir.
It's Serbia.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Serbia.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
You have to remember that, man. This is very important.
The last name is...
Yeah, Milanovic, yeah.
The water, the trees, the rock formations, they all have significance to our people.
For his part, I think that comes very much from his witnessing the mistreatment that the tribal members suffered, because you understand that he was half Indian and half American or Anglo or Serbian, whichever you want to say, and even
First Serbian.
yes, yeah, well, and so when you're half of something, the other half might not treat you as one of them. So he had to suffer some himself by not being 100% Indian and by not being 100% white European. He also noticed that his mother would come home and she would be crying because of the mistreatment that she had, or that his stepfather would lose a job or she would lose a job, and people would treat them horribly. It's something that I think was an experience that all of the tribal members had. They were not treated like everyone else. And so when he was a young man and he came back to become involved with the tribe and the tribal government, as his mother had been, and he started becoming involved in the politics and the fights and the battles. His job has been something that has consumed his life, because it's a job that lasts all day long. And while he may be in and out of the office, every time he's out and in the public, he's still tribal chairman, and people come up to him and talk to him about their concerns and so on. And he very often travels to Sacramento, to California's capital, And he's known well among legislators there. He also travels with some frequency to Washington, D.C., and involves himself with politics. And we keep close ties to U.S. senators and to our state elected officials because we have to. And that's something that he learned, I think, from his mother, is that you learn to build these relationships with elected officials so that they understand you. And when they understand you, they're more likely to write laws that respect tribes. And it's really done a world of good.
He's like a friend. It's not, a lot of people say, ooh, there's Chairman Milanovic, but he's our friend.
He's our father.
Now, his day on a Tuesday, for instance, is when they meet in this room with tribal members. And they have a long agenda very often, and sometimes they'll meet very late. And then on the following day, the staff will bring concerns and requests to the tribe. For instance, in my department, there are donations that are heard, and the tribe will consider giving requests of money. And the tribe has given more than $20 million since their first casino opened in 1995.
Local organizations received big gifts today from the Agua Caliente Band of Cahuilla Indians.
Graft Valley Charities got a boost from the Agua Caliente tribe today.
The local Indian tribe gives out millions of dollars today.
And they've made that a point to always give something of what they have to other people who are in need, because they themselves were in need for so many years.
We have contributed over $18 million to local charities and community programs over the past decade. We have entered into voluntary agreements with our cities, and the county to deal with the local growth issues. We are good neighbors, and that extends to our gaming interests.
Usually what they do here in Palm Springs, various jobs are connected
Yes.
with the casinos.
Sometimes tribal members do work with the casino. Sometimes they have their own businesses. Sometimes they don't work. At this point now, they are the benefactors of the tribe's development and their casinos, and so they're supported by those developments, which is the goal and the mission of the tribe. Because you have to know that many, many years ago, and even Chairman Milanovic's experience, they were ostracized. They were kept out, and they were not allowed to get jobs like other Americans because they were considered trash. And this generation of the tribe is the first generation to grow up where that isn't the case. And so you have their children who don't have the same situation that Chairman Milanovic had, that Chairman Milanovic's mother had, and grandparents, and so on. So it's really been a huge change. At this point, they can stand up and hold their head high and be proud of what they've accomplished. And they've really been able to build something that helps support the entire community. And that community has come to understand that this tribe is there for the good of everyone. This is their home. They're not going to leave here, and they're not going to sell their house and go someplace. This is it. So they really have had an intense interest in trying to make this the best possible place to live. There are certainly issues that are always there that need to be worked through when you have different governments working together and different groups of people. And sometimes one group of people, when they have an ethnic background, can be disrespected by the other group that's more powerful. You have to find a way to work together, and it almost never works to argue to the point where people are fighting. Nothing gets done when people fight. Nothing gets done. And this tribe has been key, and I think Chairman Milanovic has been key to making sure that the government worked collaboratively and compromised, and sometimes they compromised in ways that not all the tribal members agreed. But in order to work together and get things done and to move forward, to be able to build all of this, you really do have to sit down and work with respect.
Tokom prve decenije ovog veka, plemena američkih indijanaca ostvarivala su veliku dobit u kazinima na njihovim teritorijama. Međutim, sa svetskom ekonomskom krizom u 2009. neki od fondova iz kazina morali su da smanje troškove. Sean Milanović, sin poglavice Milanovića, inače učitelj jezika Agua Caliente, kaže da ga smanjenje fondova za unapređenje kulturnih aktivnosti plemena, makar bilo i privremeno, čini veoma tužnim. U decembru 2009. finansijski savjetnik plemena Morongo i Agustin benda kalifornijskih indijanaca Michael Lombardi je izjavio: "Mi smo ovde verovatno 29.000 godina i milošću tvorca bit ćemo još 29.000, uprkos onome što se dešava u ekonomiji danas."
Like a chief, John Wayne.
We have a million stories to tell. I'm just one of a million or more stories that can be told.